Well, tonight we are learning more about mail-in ballot problems in one mid-state county. Seth Kaplan was the first to discover the issues last week. He's here with an update. Seth.
Yeah, Dennis, we told you last week we were hearing far more complaints in the newsroom about mail-in ballots from York County voters than from voters in any of our other 10 counties. We did concede at the time, convincing anecdotes, but still just anecdotes. Well, now it is no longer anecdotal.
I'm beginning to think this isn't just an isolated incident.
And she is correct. We first spoke with Tony and Jackie Ditzler last week in South Carolina, where they are waiting and waiting for their mail-in ballot from York County, where they live. Finally, Friday.
We did receive them. They came in the mail. We filled them out. We sent everything back. And I guess today they arrived.
Here's the proof of that. And here's more evidence something went wrong in York. Far fewer ballots returned in York County than in the other 10 counties of our viewing area. Every election, some people who request ballots don't return them. And in 2020, York also had fewer ballots returned than other counties. But the difference was less than 0.5%, not more than 4% less than the county with the second least. What happened?
They were receiving ballots back from USPS that had been mailed out and had some sort of mailing error. The way it was framed was that it was a routine mailing error that happens in every county, but we also believe that there were issues with the addresses on some of these ballots that may have been the fault of the county itself.
A batch of ballots sent to the wrong addresses.
But we're not sure how many of these undeliverable ballots have similar issues.
We're not sure either, but we can tell you this. York would need to have nearly 3,000 more ballots returned so far to have the same percentage returned as the next lowest county.
But we really want to make sure that this story gets out to the voters who are affected and let them know their options.
Including going to the election office in person, even after Tuesday's deadline to request a mail-in ballot.
Which is not something that York County traditionally does. And so they are making this exception because of the number of ballots and the possibility that some were incorrectly addressed in the first place.
When you say not something they do, we're talking about curing ballot issues.
Correct.
Curing means letting voters fix problems with mail-in ballots. The county didn't respond to any of our new questions. As for the in-office fix,
That's not really fair. What happens to elderly who cannot get there?
or this person whose spouse tells us he had a stroke and can't get there.
This election is really serious.
Indeed it is. And if you are wondering, fairly similar numbers of Republicans and Democrats seem to be affected by that York County issue. York is a red county where Democrats typically vote by mail, but that is beginning to change. Net it all out and seems like roughly even numbers affected. The ACLU, meanwhile, has been helping voters navigate this. Dennis, their hotline is 1-866-OUR-VOTE.
Seth, thanks for that. I know you'll stay on this story as well. Well, the